All right, so I know we're overdue for an update on Raven. Raven is a wild Mustang that I recently introduced to this channel, and well, there's been a few bumps in the road with her story, so I thought I would sit down and provide this video and just give some more context and just fill you in on what's been going on. So if you've been around for a while, you probably know the backstory to Raven. The short story is that her training series was actually filmed over the summer. Between training multiple Mustangs and also working on the video series of other Mustangs, I didn't feel like I had the capacity to release the Raven series over the summer. I also knew that during the winter I wouldn't have the same capacity to train and also film because of the cold, so I decided to wait and release the Raven series in the winter. If you want more details on that, I'll share my secret horse video here and you can go watch the background story to that. I was actually really happy with how it worked out. It definitely made things a lot easier. Here it is actually today. I'm sitting inside filming this and it's negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so it's really nice to be spending this time inside right now. So like I mentioned, the Raven series was filmed during this summer, and summer was incredibly busy and challenging for a number of reasons, which I won't get into here. But in my head, knowing that I was saving Raven for the winter series, she kind of fell on my back burner a bit. She was just a little bit lower on the training priority because I wasn't releasing a video series at that time. Because of that, there was multiple gaps in her training, including after I removed the tag, which you saw in the last video. Her next formal training session actually happened 3 weeks after that. I call it a formal training session because I do think that there is an informal type of training session where you're just spending time with the horse doing the day-to-day chores. Okay, so really quick. In both Jaeger and Raven's tag removal videos, the thing that I had been doing when the horses approached me was mucking out their pen. I've been jokingly calling it a magical mucking moment. My theory is that when you're casually spending time with a horse focused on something else, you're a little bit less intimidating to them. Your focus and attention isn't on them, you're not trying to touch them, you're not trying to approach them, and you're acting less like a predator towards them. Sometimes when we're trying to approach them, we almost try too hard, and I think that's really intimidating for the horse. You know, we're acting like predators trying to stalk their prey. Being focused on an unrelated task has the benefit of giving them unpressured time just to get curious about you. Alright, so obviously this isn't going to be every Mustang's response, but I do think that there is something to be said for just casually going out and doing some seemingly unrelated tasks. Okay, so enough on that. Raven's next formal training session happened about 3 weeks after getting the tag off. I ended up spending about the whole day with her and did probably about 5 or 6 mini sessions with her. It actually ended up being the biggest training day I've ever had. Like, I got the most accomplished with a horse in a single day on that day. It was absolutely mind-blowing. However, recently I was going through my footage to get ready for my next Raven video, and as I'm going through my footage, I'm realizing that I am missing a huge amount of content. And a lot of the missing content was from that big training day. So obviously that is super disappointing, and I know exactly how it happened because it's happened on multiple occasions. So I have a fairly complex system for filming because I don't have a lot of storage on my phone or on my laptop. Before I can train and film a session, I have to 1, make sure that my phone is charged, and 2, make sure I have space on my phone so it doesn't cut out in the middle of a training session. So I always check my phone to make sure I have space, and sometimes I have a backup of footage needing to be moved from my phone to my computer before I can start. Now, like I mentioned, I do a bunch of mini sessions rather than big long sessions. So after a session during a training break, I go inside and I offload my phone and move the content to my laptop. Once I do that, I plug my phone in so it can charge. Now, my laptop doesn't have a lot of storage either, so I store my training sessions and my iMovie libraries on different external hard drives. So I then transfer the content over to those hard drives. By the way, thank you so much to Charlene, who very generously purchased some things off of my Amazon wish list, including a couple hard drives. These are absolutely essential for my video making, so thanks, Charlene. So once I move the content from my laptop to my external hard drive, I then delete the content from my laptop and my iPhone to prepare for the next offloading session. I'm actually pretty proud of the system I have in place. I feel like I've done a good job developing these workarounds to my storage issues. So it's a pretty good system for the most part, but you can probably guess where I went wrong. When I'm doing so much moving content from my phone to my laptop to my external hard drive and then deleting it, and usually being in a rush to get back out the door and get another training session or two in before sunset, yeah, I'm definitely prone for error there, and I think that I just deleted at the wrong time, deleted the wrong content, and yeah, I have lost quite a bit. Anyway, it's a super big YouTube flop and I'm really disappointed about it. Now I do have that first session from that big training day and you're gonna be seeing that in my next video, so that I'll be sharing. And I'm still trying to figure out how I can recap the rest of that training day. I do have several pictures, videos, and voice notes. During that day, I had been messaging my friend Marina and I sent her some things. So I'm gonna try to like piece it all together and try to tell the story that way. So wish me luck on creating that video because I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it. So to summarize, I lost a lot of content due to that process that I was telling you about, but I also hit a point where I just started recording less. The truth is, doing YouTube alongside of training really does slow down the training progress because I have to try to make sure my phone is charged and it has space and I have all these transfers to do. It really does slow me down from making progress. So I reached a point where I just decided that, hey, I needed to keep training. Filming is second priority. So, and at that time, I didn't realize I had lost all of this footage earlier. So I thought I had that and I'm like, oh, I'll just do an update down the road. And then it will be like kind of check-in points. So I wouldn't have done that if I knew I lost all that stuff. But anyway, it's super disappointing and I really am sorry to all you guys. I feel like this is such a letdown and yeah, a major YouTuber flop right here. So yay. Anyway, I'm gonna see what I can do with the footage that I do have. I just didn't want to include this big long backstory into one of my actual training videos, so I thought doing a separate video would be appropriate. So hopefully people take the time to watch this. If you're watching this and made it this far, thank you so much for taking the time to understand and see what goes on in this crazy process here. Anyway, my next video will be a Raven training video, so stay tuned to that. Okay, so filming this one video, this struggle is real, guys. This is my fourth filming session because I've had to offload my phone to my laptop. I've had to do that process during filming this video because right now my phone is very filled up. So there's been multiple occasions where I'm talking and I didn't realize my phone stopped filming because it was filled up. Hopefully I will be getting a new phone somewhere in the future with a bigger storage space, so won't have this problem anymore. Anyway, that's the backstory. So I'm currently editing and I just wanted to clarify that I do have videos of Raven coming out in the future. They're just going to be a lot different than the first few videos in her series because I have a lot less content to work with. Secondly, I know this type of video doesn't perform very well, but I did want to include it because I try to keep things real both on the training side and the YouTube side. I've said this before, YouTube is pretty tough and I don't know, I just like to be real with people. So that's why I'm making this video for those who are interested. If you're not, that's fine. But if you're not, then you're probably not watching this. But anyway, for those of you who watch, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.